Alright, team. As promised, we're back with more Horizon Zero Dawn. We have a cup over here we can find. We have a bunch more of these dudes.
All these ruins. What do the old ones do here?
Sorry if that alerts anyone, but fortunately, it does not seem to have. But yeah, there's a lot of cultists here. Just in our way. Vector, do you think we should skip by them or try to end all of them? That is a corruptor. Terminate! Alright guys, Vector has decreed that these enemies must be terminated. And if famous streamer Vector decrees it, it must happen. I thought he might. I wasn't sure which direction he was facing, but you know, we're just gonna back off a little bit over here.
Still sniffing around.
Just because I don't want to deal with the corruptor yet. Here it comes. I mean, we might not have a choice here, as it just came all the way up here. So if it sees me,
That might prove a challenge.
but they gave up. We're good. Go about your business, Mr. Corruptor. We have other things to do. If I can get a good angle of it, I might be able to take out the Fortunately, he's not in a good spot. How is he? I think he's behind a wall. We're gonna have to find a way around. That was risky.
Can't carry more.
Yeah. You find a toy? No, don't go up on the window again. Hang on. You can't let her try to jump up on the window. She's not gonna make that jump. Come on. Hello there, sweetheart. Come on. Hi, silly. I know you're very, very enterprising, but you're not gonna make the jump today. Go sit in the other window. I know you like that window, but go sit in the other one for now, okay? Mini cats. Okay, so back to Vector's mission. He has decreed that we must terminate all these robots and these enemies. I'm actually kind of surprised the Watcher there didn't. It's actually another one. I didn't see that one. Anyway, I'm kind of surprised that the Watcher didn't. Got it. Oh, I alerted somebody over here. It's your mission. I'm just here for the ice cream. Well, it was the mission you gave to me. Excuse me, why did that miss? Like, it seems to know exactly where I was. Okay, so that said, we've taken out most of the enemies in this path. I think it is just the corrupted watcher left. So I'm not in an area it can't get to, so I don't know why it's fucking the fuck off over there, but off it goes, I guess. It's so far away that I can't actually even see it on my focus's detector.
Can stop tensing up.
Hi, Nira. Hello, Miss Mini Cat. I missed. Oh, come on. How did you go exactly where I was going? Okay. Hey, guess what? Pokemon trading card game added ranked matches, and there's intentional bots in matchmaking.
Itches.
How do you know there are bots in that one? Like, what indication is it that gives it that lets you know it's a bot? I have no doubt that they have bots in there. I'm just curious as to what the tell is. I had another friend recently tell me that they've been playing Pokemon pocket trading card game as well. That they really like it, but
An explosion.
they're annoyed at how fast packs come out because by the time they're done, they immediately have to do the next one. Alright, check it out, guys. Got ancient debris, but we got ourselves another vessel. The Thunderheads. Ooh, we got another set, too. Excellent. Go back to Meridian and turn both of those in. Alright, so that we're heading into Maker's End right now, guys. They're doing some blasting over here.
Another explosion.
Okay, this is gonna be probably tough.
Rotate turret! And fire! All weapons operational.
Okay.
Time to get it moving, and be quick about it. No daydreaming. Soon this demon will be up and running. Desperate enough to fill out the ranks.
Has to be one of the Deathbringers Owen talked about. Fitting name. I'll never get into that tower. Unless I destroy that thing first.
You can? What are you doing? Hang on a sec, guys.
Focus. It stopped working.
I perceived his focus.
Steam's blasting out. I wonder if there's a weak
I have a mini cat incursion. Hi! Careful, you don't got the same range of movement you had currently. There she goes. Hey, kitty cat. Thing's currently overheating itself, apparently.
Hitting that thing really hurt.
Let it overheat again. Hi, Miss Mini Cat. Okay, Deathbringer defeated. Watcher defeated. Look at that, guys. We're pro now. Anyway, Vector says they have single word names, common names that the app itself recommends you do not use in your username. Okay, hang on. Bit weird. Is there still somebody? Oh, there's still somebody alive over there. Hang on. Can't hit them from there. Not gonna be able to hit them from there, I don't think.
Don't have eyes on them.
Yeah, we'll finish reading your message there in a sec, Vector.
I'm gonna find you anyway.
Got him.
Did it. Those things pack a punch. All right.
All right.
That eclipse
We got
officer had to focus. Let's see what's
3 of these that we gotta get rid of. So, go get rid of 3 green modifications that we don't need. Okay, there we go. Now we'll loot this dude.
Let's see what you have to say. What is this?
The entity lives. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Well, that was Hades. Any further guesses as to, or ideas for Hades, or still security system?
Hey! Mysterious stranger, did you see that? No answer, huh? Figures. Things just keep getting stranger. I need to find a way
Anyway.
inside the tower.
Vector says they use single word names, common names that the app itself recommends you not use in your username. And the decks are multicolored piles with random Pokemon that don't even match the energies the deck uses. Well, that seems kind of counterproductive. And most of the time, the first Pokemon they put into active can't even attack. Yeah, that definitely screams bot-like behavior, not gonna lie. Alright, so we're gonna climb a tower now, Vector. Think.
Got too much already.
But yeah, we killed a Deathbringer. Deathbringers are apparently the things that they're trying to revive. But let's go in here and see what we can find out.
Looks tight, but I can squeeze through.
Please do crack.
Hold for identiscan.
I'm gonna leave again.
Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Greetings, Dr. Sobek. Please step inside.
Aw, shit, son. Oh, and they rapidly take all their actions without pausing. For example, you usually have other players hesitate on what Pokemon to place as their first active, or to hold other Pokemon in their hand going first to not give away information. But the bots just splurge everything immediately if they can. Yeah, that's telling, because...
You are 355,510 days overdue for your meeting with Mr. Faro. Please proceed to the 35th floor.
Wait. 350,000. That's hundreds of years ago. What's going on?
Huh. Good question. Apparently, she is. The machine confirmed that she's Dr. Sobek, or at least that's who it thinks she is. And it also said that she is hundreds of years late for her meeting with Mr. Faro. This is when the game got super interesting for me, by the way. Like, I was already interested up to this point, but this here. Got him. Like great.
Should have brought a cart.
Random Ridgewood in there. Alright, what do we got here? Entangled waveforms.
The protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, quantum encryption, black quartz stuff, way beyond military grade. That's what you demanded. So that's what we delivered.
You don't code something you can't crack. All we need is a backdoor. Upload the latest service pack update and the problem goes away.
You specifically forbade us from leaving anything resembling a backdoor in code. Every protocol to Black Quartz standard. Your words. Look, if you need me to fudge some projections, it's nothing we haven't done before.
I don't need fudged projections. I need a way to reassert control over the Heart's Timor swarm.
I don't know what to tell you, Ted. You're asking the impossible.
So, codes. They needed codes of some kind to control the machines. But they got out of control. Sounds bad.
But what machines is he talking about? So what he just said there was, this Ted Faro dude, specifically wanted backdoor entry into a machine that he requested that they do everything in their power to basically write any backdoor entry out of the code I got. He referred to it as the Heart's Timor Swarm, whatever that is. Hey, mini cat, you okay? Yeah, it is really impressive after this long that a lot of these are still active in some form. And this typical CEO brain rot, access for me, not for thee. Yeah, well, because he wanted no backdoor access, the dev was like, well, we gave you what you wanted, but now we can't do anything about it. Like, it's done.
A Deathbringer. Or a statue of one, anyway. A machine built to kill. And they honored it?
Welcome to Faro Automated Solutions, where all the problems of tomorrow are being solved today. With over 25,000 human employees based in nations and corporate holdings across the globe, Faro leads the world in every sector of self-sustaining, fully automated technology. From revolutionary consumer products close to home, like the Faro Focus, to the dynamic Chariot line of peacekeeping robots halting bloodshed in conflict zones across the globe, Faro remains committed to making the future smarter, brighter, safer, and always surprising. Faro Automated Solutions. For every problem of life, a smart solution.
So they made the Focus. 25,000 people? That's bigger than a tribe. So they made machines and devices. I guess those things were common in their world.
Okay. Reception log. Yeah, that's just the one we... Reception log, July 7th, 2064, 9:54 a.m. Field Commandant Dang of the Indo-Malay Agricultural Combine arrived with his delegation. Refreshments will be served for their 10:15 a.m. sales presentation on the Chariot line. For instruction, food will be vegetarian only. 10:07 a.m. Sander Agnew, Vice President Vice President of Territorial Integrity from Fresh Grounds Coffee Global arrived with his entourage. Refreshments will be served before their 10:30 a.m. sales presentation on the Chariot line. For instructions, we'll use Fresh Grounds Tacoma blend. No artificial creamers. 10:12 a.m. So, that happened. Called security and janitorial to clean up the coffee that was spilled. Actually, more like thrown. I wasn't aware that the Indo-Malay Combine grows coffee beans and that Fresh Grounds acquisition team has tried and to take their fields. By force, repeatedly. I think Commandant Dang had Agnew by the hair for a second there. Who schedules these things? I'm gonna drop a line to sales. This can't happen again. Definitely Skynet. The program went horribly right and just kept going despite human intervention.
What was this place? What were they doing here?
Okay, bio. Elizabeth Sobek. Elizabeth Sobek, born March 11, 2020, is an American scientist, roboticist, and engineer, widely regarded as one of the greatest minds of the 21st century. Born and raised outside Carson City, Nevada, she enrolled at Stanford University at age 13, earning a BS in experimental physics and computer science at the age of 16. She completed her PhD in robotics and artificial intelligence design at Carnegie Mellon University in 2040 and joined Faro Automated Solutions as a junior scientist the same year, rising quickly to chief scientist at the age of 22. Over the next 8 years, her green robot designs played a vital role in realizing the environmental cleanup and detoxification efforts of the clawback decade, propelling FAS to the forefront of its field. In 2048, she suddenly resigned from FAS, protesting the company's pivot to automated military technologies. In 2049, she founded Miriam Technologies, a firm devoted to life-positive robotics and other technologies. Miriam has since become one of the world's largest supplier of green robots, winning numerous awards and accolades, including the 2053 Nobel Prize for Physics and the 2056 Rachel Carson Award for Environmental Progress. Okay, so that tells you a bit. Oh, hang on, we got a few more here. Bio, Ted Faro. Theodore Ted Faro, born December 24th, 2013, is an American entrepreneur and business magnate. He is the founder of Faro Automated Solutions, the largest corporation of all time, and the world's wealthiest individual, and the first ever trillionaire. Born and raised in Salt Lake City, Utah, he enrolled at the University of California, Los Angeles, where he studied business for 2 years before dropping out in 2033 to start FAS. Though it struggled at first, the company broke through at the end of the troubled 2030s with its popular lines of personal servitors and bodyguard bots, then exploded when its famous line of green robots led the race to solve the climate crisis during the 2040s clawback. At the end of the decade, FAS opened a military defense branch, dominating the world market for automated military platforms by 2053. The success of FAS has made Mr. Farrell the world's best-known businessman, one of the most sought-after speakers, and a major voice in politics, culture, and international affairs. Alright. Faro Automated Solutions is an American multinational corporate entity that produces robots for all walks of life. Though its core business consists of military and defense contracts as of 2063, FAS is ranked number 1 amongst the Fortune 5 by gross revenue and profit for 10 years in a row, a world record. Founded in 2033 by Theodore Ted Faro, an entrepreneur from Salt Lake City, Utah, the company developed several promising robot prototypes in its early years, but failed to break into markets dominated by then industry giants like General Synthetics and ReCorp. This changed in 2038 with the debut of the Alfred line of levitating personal servitors, which generated exceptional sales, lifting the company onto the Fortune 50 for the first time. Profits tripled in the 2040s as the company's environmental efforts, led by famed engineer Elizabeth Sobek, catapulted FAS into the head of the sector. In 2049, in the wake of successful green and climate cleanup efforts around the globe, worldwide approval ratings of FAS exceeded 90%, and founder Ted Faro was hailed across media and social networks as the man who saved the world. Yet it was the emergence of FAS as a military contract in the late 2040s that cemented its status as the world's wealthiest corporation, with a record market capitalization of over $23 trillion. By 2055, FAS controlled 61% of the market share for automated military platforms, holding contracts with 353 nations, transgovernmental organizations, corporate entities. Today, its holdings exceed the second largest corporation FB Mobile Global by 321%. Definition: corporation. A association of individuals created under authority of law, having existence, powers, and liabilities distinct from those of its members. In a business sense, a corporation is usually owned by shareholders through the sale of distribution of stock who profit from such ownership, vote at designated times for its governance, and designate executives who run its affairs. Most corporations engage in one or more industries to produce goods or offer services for profit, and may in turn own other corporations, companies, or property as holdings. There you go.
Corporation. A group of people not unlike a tribe. And they made machines.
Yeah, go on.
I've uploaded some data files to your focus. They'll help you understand.
We had a pretty big lore dump there, and definition dump on what a corporation is, but it's for Aloy, so, you know. Okay, R&D lab retooling. Voicemail from Ted Faro. Data corruption severe. Let's play the playback.
Now, I know this must seem like a bizarre change in direction. I mean, we're Faro Automated Solutions, right? #1 robotics firm in the world. Why would we clear our production slate to fabricate human-operated vehicles and weapon systems, the relics of the past? All I can say at this juncture is... trust me. We will be exploiting a massive, growth opportunity by retooling and reallocating capacity according to my plan. So I will need revised projections of mass fabrication velocity across every pipeline within 36 hours.
So they were making machines, then they stopped to make other kinds of weapons? Why?
Question, Aloy. R.I.P. Lance Reddick. Yeah, very sad, but he does such a good job in this, playing the character that he plays. I really liked his performance. Then again, he nails almost every... I can't think of one. I say almost because there's got to be one that he didn't, but maybe he did every single one, but they stopped because they lost control of the machines. Maybe.
No room. The air. There's no smell to it. Not even old death. Nothing natural.
Maybe. Over here. This area's got a red, ominous glow to it.
Yeah, this is useful.
I don't think there's anything else in here, though. Weird when they put like a side room like this and not have anything in it. You figure they have like a data point or something that we can read or listen to? There we go.
Another cave-in. But I could get through.
Complaint. Okay, so this one's complaint text mail from Dre Friedkin. From J Friedkin to reception. Subject complaint. Hey, reception, is that, if that is your real name, want to know who scheduled Indo Malay right next to the fresh grounds? That would be me, Senior VP of Sales. Want to know why? After that little hair pulling incident, both sides increased their bids by 40%. I'll explain. Because you receptionist level brain probably require, or your receptionist level brain probably requires it. Those two sides are fighting, and what do we sell? That's right, combat machines. We want them to hate each other, so they will try to fight each other with what? That's right again, combat machines, which they will pay us a lot of money for. So I suggest you go back to serving coffee with a blank smile and let me do my much more complicated job. Thanks a bunch, Mr. Friedkin, to you. Yeah, that's a man that will probably get punched in the face over and over again. Right. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is where the robot is.
Looks like I can climb here.
That's where the death bringer is. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. Alright, Ailey. Do it. Up we go.
Made it.
Oh, she wants to go into this area here.
Looks like the way up. What's left of it.
Before we do that, though, let's go explore in here. This looks like a command center of sorts.
The BOR-7 Horus. Imagine your complete engagement ecosystem comprehensively managed by a high-speed learning machine network. Whether your need is to replace battlefield losses or intensify force projection, the Horus's onboard manufacturing capabilities mean you'll never get stuck waiting for the next arms delivery. Simply redefine your force parameters, and the Horus will fabricate additional units to fill the ranks for an affordable per-unit licensing fee. Meanwhile, the biomass conversion systems of other Chariot line models allow them to keep the Horus fueled, repaired, and ready, extending its operational tolerances beyond that of any competing Titan-class platform. That's the Horus advantage. Always regulating, always ready. The future of automated warfare made real today.
Oh.
The Metal Devil. So these were Faro machines too. Manufacturing capabilities. They can make more of themselves. Then how would you ever stop them?
Good question, Ailey. Hey, wanna come in with Dad? Come in. You can do it. Up on Dad's arm. No? Okay. You don't have to. So, Vector, how did you feel about that?
The FSP-5 Kopesh provides a one-size-fits-all solution to main battle force capability. Metamaterial construction delivers unmatched recoil dampening, allowing you to field any weapon package that conforms to your budget needs and conflict resolution profile. Patented biomass conversion systems allow extended emergency...
Oops. Hang on. How did you do that? Guess I gotta stay close to it.
The FSP-5 Kopesh provides a one-size-fits-all solution to main battle force capability. Metamaterial construction delivers unmatched recoil dampening, allowing you to field any weapon package that conforms to your budget needs and conflict resolution profile. Patented biomass conversion systems allow extended emergency operations with minimal environmental
pushing
impact.
buttons on my
Multilinear target processing
keyboard with
provides
the tone.
simultaneous real-time threat analysis and legal review for autonomous domestic operations. Or control can be slaved to the Swarm's neural network for weapons-free force application. Either way, when it's time to call out the big guns, it's time to call Kopesh.
The Deathbringer. So this was the heavy hitter. Main battle force indeed.
Okay. And
The ACA-3 Scarab combines conventional and information warfare capabilities in one package. Designed for high-speed, all-terrain reconnaissance, it boasts the world's highest survivability rating of any Scout-class autonomous agent. Maybe it's the Scarab's emergency biomass conversion systems that ensure it always makes it back to base, even if fuel supply lines have been interdicted. Or maybe it's the Scarab's ability to slave enemy robots to its own network. Now that's force multiplication. Add a prehensile manipulator arm that can handle a host of functions. From 360-degree less lethal riot management to surgical repairs of allied chariot line models. And you've got the workhorse of any cutting-edge peacekeeping fleet.
The Corruptor. Slave enemy robots to its own network. It sounds like it's talking about how it corrupts machines.
So you just got a big lore dump on why or what these things did. The robots were all combat machines, yep. But the implication of what they did is not yet, or the truth of what happened with these combat machines isn't exactly clear yet. Or maybe it is based upon what they just said.
I can't spare the weight.
Spiritual Summit. Text mail from Ted Faro. From Ted Faro to Paula Vasara. Spiritual Summit. Paula, recent events have sharpened my perspective, and I think that I, and FAS in general, have been neglecting the spiritual side of things. Not in any specific religious framework, of course, but in a more general sense, as in not giving enough thought to our shared values, hopes, and aspirations for the afterlife. I'd like you to reach out to religious leaders of every stripe with the intention of scheduling a conference soon. Very soon. I'll have more thoughts about the agenda later, but for now, let's put out some feelers to see if we can lock something in. Make it a big tent. No kooks, but anyone with a credible audience. Let's go deluxe. Make it clear that we'll spare no expense. Thanks, Ted. Okay, weird. Yeah, so we knew that the robots basically are the problem, but we don't know specifically why these robots were the problem. FAS campus log. Campus security log. High priority alert. Automated log note. All non-essential systems have entered hibernation. High priority alert. Automated log note. Full lockdown has been initiated. High priority alert. Due to the increasing frequency of violent protests targeting the campus, the security of FAS employees can no longer be guaranteed. Therefore, we have taken the difficult decision to shutter this facility indefinitely. Staff will be briefed on a block-by-block basis regarding proper procedure for archiving and/or disposal of project-related data and materials. High security and a crisis team will then conduct exit reviews before all areas are locked down. High priority alert. Priority messaging to all staff in E and F blocks. Treat the current lockdown situation as an exercise, but do not attempt to release the hatches or otherwise exit the buildings. High priority alert. A reminder that while high security personnel remain committed to employee safety during the current unfortunate events, personal firearms must be relinquished when presenting for identiscan. High priority alert. Additional public access roads en route to the campus are now been closed and relieved waiting time at the outer security cordons. ISAC reminds all staff that the campus remains off limits to the public. High priority alert. Following recent campus security issues, all staff are reminded that presenting for identiscan and displaying your security badge prominently at all times for image analytics are both mandatory. High priority alert. In light of recent acts of terrorism directed at the rapid transit system, HiSec now offers a Big Brother initiative to accompany staff traveling from off-site. Sign up is required and strongly encouraged. 48 more entries in high priority. Additional entries corrupted. Okay.
So people were angry at Faro, at the corporation. They blamed this place for something. Something bad.
But what exactly did they blame him for? Human cloning atrocities?
Way up. Frozen metal most of the way. Not making this easy, Dr. Sobek. If plants can find a way to hang on up here, guess I can too.
I like a tickle in the back of my throat. Okay, so we got this way. Doesn't look like it leads to anything. That way it does. This kind of looks like there's something down there too. Go this way though. Oh, hang on. What do we got here? Regarding the rumors. Hollow, data corruption.
Crisis that began when they engaged in unauthorized offensive operations against robots and human personnel of the Hearts Timor Energy Combine. Now, I wish that I could relate that the crisis has been exaggerated, but it's not. The peacekeepers have not responded to stand-down codes, and by all signs, they appear to be replicating at a precipitous rate. Now, what I can promise you, can absolutely assure you, is that I am already devoting every possible resource towards reaching a speedy conclusion to this issue. So when you hear the bad talk about us against this company in the days, maybe weeks to come, just bear in mind that we will get past this. That a day's coming when none of this will matter.
Peacekeepers. That's what they called their machines. They were built for war, not peace.
Come on. Not wrong, Ayla. God, she's gotta be freezing. Good thing I'm in alright.
Snow haze. White as bone. That thought got dark.
Oh. Is there an area I can climb up further? Gotta be right. Anyway, like I said, this is the point of the game where it became super duper interesting for me. Like, I was interested in all the little text notes I was finding, because what happened was super
No space.
interesting to me. All hands on deck. Text mail from Gordon Nakata. To Gina Zierman. All hands on deck. Gina, ever hear of the Melville Island Fruit Association? Neither had I, until they filed a suit against us this morning. Apparently, there's a little island paradise off the coast of Australia, population 2,700, all of whom hate us, now that the Stray Hearts Timor unit is chowing down on their largest mango orchard. That brings the official count of Heart Timor-related lawsuits to 127. Most of them from private companies, but also a bunch from individuals, nations, states, and NGOs. And that's not even counting the mother of all liability claims from Hearts itself. Call every external firm we've ever used, and then call their competitors. We're gonna need every corporate defense lawyer we can find who's still half sober and on the bar. Gordon Nakata, Associate General Counsel, FAS. Okay. And up we go, some more. It looks like we can actually go higher. Maybe? Let's just go out here for now.
Got too much already.
Why do I want to drop down to this? What is here? Weird. Still in the building. Amazing that a lot of this building is still even like around in the state that it's in. I miss Minnie Cat. What you doing? I'll stand on deck. Okay, what's over here? Okay, we got a ledge we can drop down to. Can't loot that. Anything else worth noting here? I think we're close to the top. Oh. There's a crate here. Just heard the sound that it makes when you get into combat. Alright, Banda C incident. From Stacey Anders to Robert Rescher, Dolphin Vid. Bob, another problem to add to our big steaming pile. Apparently, a fisherman in the Banda C captured video of a Hearts team or horse unit refueling via biomatter conversion along the shoreline of Pulau Batar on a pod of endangered dolphins, no less. Quite possibly the last of their kind. Not to get graphic, but it looks like what happens inside a blender, as if the robot was whipping up a pink, swirling milkshake of dolphin chum. Our suppression team has scrubbed it from 43 networks, but it's still propagating, so it's only a matter of time before it goes viral. A prepared statement feels grossly inefficient. Any suggestions? This one's a real stinker. Stacey Anders, VP/PR FAS. You're silly.
A way up. All it takes is a few good handholds.
Look at that.
Made it. Wonder what we'll find.
The world, guys. Look at this fucking corporate room up here, guys. We can actually go even higher, which we might.
All data has been erased from this device. Do you wish to deploy alpha privileges to recover purged data?
Oh yes, I believe I do.
A file has been recovered.
Okay. Where do I see it? Oh, over here. Alright. Scan it. Scan it. Alright, here goes. Oh, I actually get to see it.
Elizabeth, good to, it's been years.
Where's your legal team, Ted?
No need. I dropped all 18 lawsuits the moment you landed. I assume your data confirms this.
Alright, this promises to be interesting.
Perhaps we could have lunch brought in. You know, get reacquainted.
I know you, Ted. You screwed something up, something big, or you wouldn't have eaten the crow necessary to get me here. So, spit it out.
There's a glitch in the chariot line.
Your killer robots?
Peacekeepers, yes, those.
So shut them down.
Obviously, Liz, we would, if we could. They're not responding.
Are you telling me a swarm has gone rogue, Ted?
It's worse than that.
Show me the data then. And I'll take that lunch. Alone.
Ted Faro brought Elizabeth Sobek here, but they hated each other.
Another file has been recovered.
Ooh, another one.
This isn't a glitch. It's a catastrophe.
Fully aware. It's bad.
Bad?
Jesus, Liz.
It's not bad, Ted. It's apocalyptic. You built a line of killer robots
Peacekeepers.
that consume biomass as fuel.
In emergencies.
And you made them capable of self-replication.
Limited, self-manufacture, controlled.
Not anymore. The glitch severed chain of command. The only nation this swarm answers to now is itself.
You think I did?
Everything else is just food. And at the rate it's replicating, Ted, it will strip the Earth bare in 15 months. We're not talking fall of civilization. We're talking extinction.
I get it, Liz. So how do I stop it while it's contained?
It's not contained. It can't be.
You know what I mean?
Right. Before the truth gets out, you mean?
Liz, I will do anything you say. Keep working it, and whatever you recommend, I'll do.
I'm gonna hold you to that, Ted. The Faro robots threatened all life on Earth. But somehow she defeated them. The world of the old ones fell, but life went on, or we wouldn't be here.
A final Pharaoh has been recovered.
Like that response. Fuck this guy.
Project Zero Dawn. Jesus, Liz. There has to be another way.
If there were a nicer way to fix your mess, I would have proposed it.
But this? This? When I asked you to find a cure, I didn't expect it to be worse than the disease.
It's not, Ted. It may be grim, but it's our only chance. Now sign the proposal.
Sign it? I can't sign that.
Yes, you can.
That? Liz, I cannot in good conscience sign that.
You've got a choice, Ted.
I know.
I am speaking to you from a VTOL en route to U.S. Robot Command. In 15 minutes, I meet with General Harris and the rest of the Joint Chiefs.
What? Are you crazy?
Now your choice is what I tell them. Sign, and I'll tell them the wealthiest corporation on Earth has guaranteed the funds necessary to build Zero Dawn. Exactly as I've designed it. Or don't sign, and I will make sure they and everyone else on this planet knows the real cause of the glitch.
Jesus, Liz. You don't have to threaten me. I'll sign.
Look on the bright side, Ted. From here on out, you get to do what you've always been good at. Footing the bill while others get their hands dirty.
God forgive me.
What made her solution so terrible? What did she do to stop the robots?
Executive access detected. Express lift opened.
Press lift opened. Answer? Nothing. Well, she did something. That something you just heard the name of. It's called Zero Dawn. But what was Zero Dawn? Just want to see what's up here. I don't think I ever went up here back in the day. Like, there's an entire, like, chain of things here to climb, so kind of seems like this would be a good place to put a vantage point. Oh, it's power cell.
Power cell.
We need
We'll
another
need to
one
get
of
to
those.
the armor in that ancient ruin I found.
Excellent. Okay. The Zero Dawn project was just human repopulation after the robots consumed everything? Could be, could be.
Executive access detected. Express lift open.
This doesn't add up. Sobek couldn't have been my mother. She lived ages ago. All this searching, and I'm still no closer.
That's your reaction to everything you've just learned? To whine like a spoiled child?
You should really try talking that way to me face to face.
As you wish. Do you really have no idea How monumental are the discoveries you just made, Aloy? I expected more of you.
So, you have a face. Got a name to go with it?
Of all the questions you could ask right now, that's the one you choose. I've spent decades searching the ruins of the old ones, trying to solve the mystery of what happened to them. For years, I've suspected that Faro robots destroyed their civilization, but I could never confirm it. And in minutes, you uncover more ancient knowledge than I have in a lifetime. And what you want to know is my name. Silence. That's my name. Now, why don't you try asking another question? Something less trivial.
All right, Silence. You've made your point. I came to these ruins hoping to learn more about this Elizabeth Sobek. And I have, but I still don't understand my connection to her. Or why the Eclipse is trying to kill me. Or who Hades is. No answers, just one question after another.
Exactly. Which is why it's time to expand your frame of inquiry. Only then will you see just how big your problems really are.
What exactly are you talking about?
You've chased a personal riddle into a crowd of larger mysteries. The common thread is your connection to Elizabeth Sobek.
But what is that connection? She couldn't have been my mother if she lived centuries ago.
We don't know the connection yet. The only way to find out is to keep going, to keep making discoveries. Thanks to you, we've only just now learned that Faro robots once threatened to end life on Earth.
But it didn't happen. The Old One's civilization was destroyed, but life was saved.
Obviously. So, what did Elizabeth do? How did she stop the robots before all was lost?
What was Project Zero Dawn?
Exactly the question. Now, are you ready to go get the answer?
Of course I am.
Then why are you still standing here?
I have questions.
Not so fast, Silence. You've got some explaining to do.
I've told you quite enough. If you still got questions, be quick about it and stop wasting my time.
Alright. Elizabeth Sobek's still
Is there
alive?
any chance that Elizabeth Sobek could still be alive somehow?
It's highly unlikely, but not impossible. Some of the ancient data I've recovered includes mentions of life extension techniques. Pharmaceuticals, mostly, an ancient word for medicine. But some were still trying to perfect ways of freezing and unfreezing people.
Freezing and unfreezing people?
Cryogenics, they called it. But there were problems with it. Given Elizabeth's technological acumen, I can't definitively rule out that she found a way to make herself immortal. But this is speculation. Wasting time. Now, if that's enough talking, be on your way.
Oh no. I'm just getting started. You've been getting a free ride on my focus, risking nothing while I risk everything. All I have to do is take this thing off my head, and you'll be blind, deaf, and dumb. So quit complaining and answer my questions.
Very well. Proceed.
Alright. Tracking my focus.
You've been using my focus to spy on me. How's that possible?
Every focus emits a signal, a voice, that only other focuses can hear. I know how to string those voices together, how to make them talk to each other, to communicate, even over vast distances.
How do you learn to do that?
Years of study and experimentation. In principle, it's not so different from how you override machines. I override focuses.
And you can spy through other Eclipse's focuses too.
Usually. All I'll say is that overriding the connections is complicated.
Your intentions?
Who are you, Silence? And what are your intentions?
You really need to make this personal? I'm a lone wanderer who left his tribe behind a long time ago. An explorer of forbidden places, a searcher of lost knowledge. Exactly as I said.
Why do you know so much about the eclipse?
I happen to know a lot about a lot of things. If what you're really asking is whether I work for the Eclipse or anyone else, I don't. I am nothing if not independent.
Okay, Faro robots.
You said you've known for some time that Faro war machines destroyed the civilization of the old ones.
The evidence pointed that way. But until now, I never knew the full scope of their danger. That they could process organic matter into fuel, or that the Horus class could manufacture more robots. Like a cauldron on legs.
But the robots we've seen so far, the Corruptors and Deathbringers, they don't do those things.
Not yet, anyway. So far, we haven't encountered any that are undamaged. At full power, who knows what they're capable of?
And who is Hades?
So far as I can tell, the Eclipse are just following orders. It's Hades who wants me dead. Who is he?
I don't know. The Eclipse describe him as a buried shadow, some kind of devil.
That thing that spoke to me outside, that made that focus explode. That was Hades. It didn't seem like a person or a machine. More like a phantom. With a terrible voice.
All that's certain is that he wants you dead.
Because of my connection to Elizabeth. Has to be.
Hades is using the Eclipse to resurrect Faro robots.
But if Elizabeth found a way to stop them centuries ago, if she made special weapons, maybe Hades is worried I'll do the same thing.
In some of the ancient data I've recovered, there are hints of so-called super weapons being developed. Maybe to stop the robots, the civilization of the old ones had to destroy itself.
Vector says, Silence is Skynet / Hades, isn't he? He's encouraging Aloy because he wants to reactivate the dormant capabilities the machines have. Maybe.
Elizabeth told Ted Faro she was headed for a place called U.S. Robot Command to tell people about Zero Dawn.
The place still exists as a ruin. The Asaram call it the Grave Horde.
Grave Horde? Cheery name.
You'll find it in the Eastern Mountains, buried under the tangled coils of a metal devil, or a BOR-7 Horus, rather, as we're learning to call them. I'll contact you when you get there.
I can't wait. Someday we'll meet in person, and your manners had better be improved. Well, getting down will be a lot faster than getting up here, at least. U.S. Robot Command next, to learn the secrets of Zero Dawn.
Hey, we leveled up. Means we got another point. I'm gonna focus on raising these two here. Being able to reload faster is probably a good thing during concentration, and I use concentration a lot. So our goal is to get out of here and save.
And there's the rain.
I want to know who set up these rappel points for me, though. You see what I mean when I say that there's two stories going on, though? Anyway, we're gonna get back to the save point, and then we're gonna end. I'm just gonna fast travel. Like, I can't fast travel. So we're gonna head over to this campfire. So, what do you think of Ted Faro and Elizabeth Sobek so far, Vector? Elizabeth is reasonable but prickly. Good answer. Alright. So, YouTube, thank you for viewing. This video has gone on over long. I appreciate your viewing. This is a long episode, I know. See you in the next one.